Hi everyone, it's Vanessa, and I'm here to explain a little bit more about the inner child meditation that I mentioned on Facebook recently. It's a visualization, and I know a lot of people bring in information. They get spirit information in many different ways, and a lot of people freak out about visualization and they think they can't do it. So I don't want you to freak out and think you can't do it, because you will be surprised what comes through if you can ground and center, which I'll try to lead you through in the meditation. And open your mind to allow whatever needs to come in to come in. I've never had a client not be able to visualize, which can be really surprising to some people. So one thing I want to say about visualization is I think there's a misconception that it's crystal clear, or it's like you're watching a movie or you're right there in it. It's really never that easy. So I think people expect that, and then they don't get it, and then they think they can't do it, so they completely stop. So I did want to say that my visualizations are a lot more I get flashes of the place that I'm picturing, and I'm kind of in and out, and I get flashes of the faces of the people I'm connecting with and things like that. And sometimes I can see it pretty clearly for a while, and sometimes it comes and goes. It all depends on where you are with your energy. When I'm really tired, which, like I said, is all the time right now, it's harder for me to link in fully and see like a full visualization, but I can still feel that I'm there, and that's what matters, is the energy of the meditation. So I wanted to let you guys know that is much more important than seeing detail or seeing concrete visualization, because I think that's where people get tripped up and just get convinced they can't do it at all, and then that anxiety gets in the way and it shuts down whatever's trying to come through. So if you can take a few deep breaths and really just open up and trust that whatever comes through is meant to come through, it will be a lot easier. And don't worry if the picture flickers in and out, or if you can't quite concretely focus on what you're visualizing for a long period of time. It's much more common to kind of have the picture fade in and out, or get flashes of things. So that's one thing I wanted to explain. The other thing is that with this particular meditation, I have people go to a safe space in their mind that feels very at peace. Usually it's a place outdoors. So, the beach, the mountains, the ocean, forest, park. I've had people go to a lake. But I did want to say, if you end up picturing another place that makes you feel really comfortable, like I had one client who ended up in a coffee shop. She was visualizing a coffee shop in her mind in the middle of a really busy city. And she was like, was that wrong? I didn't go to nature. And really what matters is that you feel very safe and secure in this place, wherever you end up. I have another client who goes to a library because she loves books. And so in her mind, that's where she goes, a beautiful old library. So be very open to whatever comes into your mind when we do this visualization. There's no wrong answer. There really isn't. And if it's a place in nature, it can be either real or made up. It doesn't have to be a place you've actually been. I actually have a lot of clients have a place pop into their mind that they've never even seen. It just comes in and they're like, I'm at this place I've never been, this beach or whatever. And that's beautiful, because that's where your soul is taking you. So it's just about opening up and trusting that, again, whatever pops in, that's where you're supposed to be. So that's the visualization we're going to do. The other thing that I like to address about visualization is that every question I ever get from clients is, how do I know I'm not making it up? Because it really does feel like you're imagining it. That's just kind of part of what it's about, is that it will always feel like you're imagining it, because it's the same, you're using the same skill set to visualize as imagining or fantasizing. So it is very hard in the beginning to trust that you're not just completely making something up. I've been working on that for a very long time. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I still have times where I'm like, did I make that meditation up? That felt like I'm not quite sure if I just heard what I wanted to hear or saw what I wanted to see. That's a very, very common fear. So that's another thing to just sit with and work through. And the way that you can work through that is getting out of your head, because I think our head, we just completely confuse ourselves. Our thoughts just go crazy, and we start questioning everything. If you can drop down into your heart, take a few deep breaths after the meditation, or even in the meditation, try to recenter yourself when you're having doubts or fears that you're making it up, and just see if it feels like it resonates. Does what you're seeing and hearing feel like it resonates with your heart? Does it feel like your soul is there? at this place that we're imagining. And if you're still not sure and it still kind of feels like you're making it up, that's okay. Just go with it. It's going to probably feel like that for a long time. It's taken me years to not feel like I'm making up every single meditation or imagining it, because it is the same skill set as if you're actively fantasizing about something. So I really want to put that out there, because I think that's the number one fear that my clients have, is that they don't know how to trust what they're seeing and experiencing in this kind of meditation. So just try to be gentle with yourself, be really patient, and trust that whatever's coming through, your guides and your higher self are allowing it through. So it is supposed to be there. You're supposed to be seeing what you're seeing and hearing what you're hearing. And other than that, it's just trust. It's trust in yourself, and that's a really hard thing to do, but you'll get there. So I'll do the meditation in a different video so that you can just have that to practice with, and it might take you guys a few times to kind of get it down. It's a muscle. I always tell all my clients, meditation is a muscle, or this kind of meditation is a muscle, and it's just exercising it and practicing it over and over. And some of you, it might feel really easy and you might slide right into it and have a beautiful meditation. And some of you might have a little more frustrating of a time. Just be patient with yourself. Try it again. Give yourself a break and then try it again. And if it really doesn't resonate or it doesn't feel like this is your type of thing, then let it go. I'm a huge proponent of really using your own discernment for what kind of healing you need. If this kind of visualization is not working for you, then maybe there's a different way to connect with your inner child. So don't force it, don't pressure yourself. It's totally okay if it doesn't work. But give it a few times before you write it off, because it can be frustrating in the beginning where you're like, I'm not seeing anything, or I'm not where I should be, or your brain can just really get in the way. So it takes a while it takes practice to shut that down and kind of get centered and allow the energy to flow in. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. And I recommend with this meditation, like I said, it's a muscle. So if you like it and you want to keep practicing it, the one thing I started doing was doing it right before bed. I would lay in bed at night, like instead of going over things in my mind and having anxiety or thoughts or whatever, I actively would be like, okay, I'm going to go to my place. And my place is a cliff over an ocean. And I'm going to the cliff. I don't care if it doesn't work. I'm going to try this. And I did it every night in bed. And then soon I was able to do it when I wasn't concentrating. I could do it while I was washing dishes or when I was in the shower. I would just be able to picture it clear, like really quickly, little flashes of it. So it really does get easier the more you practice. So have faith. It will happen. If this is what's supposed to work for you, it will happen. So it's just about practice and trusting yourself. Okay, so I will do a video on the meditation, and hopefully it will work. And let me know what you guys think. Post all your questions, all your experiences, and we'll go from there. And if you struggle with this meditation and you've tried it and it's just not working, and you really want to make this work, I do sessions. I do one-on-one sessions. I do them long distance all the time. So if you want to private message me, please feel free, and we can have a more individualized session, and we can see if we can do it together. Because when I do my sessions, I usually link in with the client, and I can see what they're seeing, and I can help them guide through it. So, so that's just kind of like a backup to if you get really, really stuck and frustrated. All right. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.